job ain't finished. The job ain't finished. Make you come ready to go this next week.
How about those?
Are you ready for the best Kansas City Chiefs insight? Welcome to the Four Guys in a Bar podcast, presented by Chiefs Blitz and sponsored by Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Group. If you're looking for a real estate expert, call Eric Haynes today at 816-729-3785. That's 816-729-3785. Now, here is your Chiefs Blitz host, Nick Athan, with Lou Montagna, Andre Tillman, and Hense Todd.
Welcome back to the next edition of Four Guys in a Bar. I am your host, Nick Athan. Of course, we are presented by ChiefsBlitz.com, your number one source for Chiefs news and analysis and opinions. Joined by my partner, Mr. Hense Todd with Bowtie Sports. Check out his show every Saturday evening at 6 o'clock on his YouTube channel. They were very boisterous over the weekend. A great show indeed. He and Coach Dre do that. So before we start get ready for the Chiefs and the Texans, let's talk about our sponsors and make the wheels go round here at the Four Guys in a Bar podcast. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business, family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Excellent. Guys at Resell Electronics, roll tape.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resell with a C, electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have, is part of the Chiefs Blitz family. That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. Let's talk about our... There we go. There we go. Roll tape. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're joined by the other members of the crew, Mr. Lou Montagna.
Hey.
Coach Andre Tillman.
What's happening?
What's happening, guys? All right. Well, obviously it is Monday. The Chiefs learned on yesterday, or I guess on Saturday. Well, actually yesterday, who their opponent will be in the divisional round. It'll be the Houston Texans. Will make a return visit to Kansas City, and already the pundits are out there saying the Texans have fixed all their problems. The Chiefs should fear them. Nonsense. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yet
in
the
show.
odds makers still say they're 7.5 point favorites. So
I thought I saw the high
about
was 9 and it went to 7.5, but I could be wrong. So,
well, am I right in hearing on the promos, Nick, that you play underdog every single day?
I have played it every single day
I
for
think
the last 5 days.
We may need to also tout 1-800-GAMBLER if you have a problem.
No. It's a game. It's completely different. It is not the G word.
It's just it's like the disclaimer on a pack of cigarettes.
I'm winning, and that's all that matters. So it's all good.
Winning is fine. Losing is fine. It's just when you have a problem. That's when
I don't have a problem. I just enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and it's very inexpensive.
That's right, gang. That is your promotion right there. Nick plays every single day.
Yes.
And you're still married.
That's right.
Oh, you guys are killing me
with that.
Killing me. No, underdog fantasy.
It's Monday, man. I haven't spoken to you guys in like 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever the hell it's been. I got a lot on my mind. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
So with that said, what's on your mind? You know you had a 6-pack weekend, so let's go.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely.
We're gonna get right into
let's
the 6-pack.
do it, Hensley. 6-pack for you,
right
gang. You know what day it is, Monday, all these other
look at that.
Crap. We got rid of the pizza? What?
Oh, we're going back to the Andy Reid burgers.
Holy hell.
Hey, it got picked up by underdogs. So, hey, you get the force.
Right. Hey, it's today, folks. I've been praying for this day. Look at all the condiments on those burgers.
And we have a label on the
very
drinks
nice.
now.
Very nice.
Look
Even
at that.
the
It's a
dog
4 guys in a bar beer.
Even the dog got in there. Come on, man.
Maybe we can talk to Boulevard Beer in Kansas City about getting our own brand.
I blame you. 4 guys at the bar.
Anybody who works for Boulevard, reach out to us, please.
Absolutely.
And then we can also bring in 1-800-DRUNK.
There you go.
All right. So this is what we do except now we've got a sponsor.
Bison burger. That's a bison burger.
Come on, give it a bark. Woo! Let's go, underdog. All right. So every Monday at this time, we'll go back over kind of what happened over the weekend, what caught my eye. Now, obviously, during playoff time, there's a lot fewer games, but fortunately, there were 6 games. Well, 5 games so far, one's tonight. So opening up the 6-pack, we'll crack that first one open right now. Surprise, surprise, Mike Vrabel got the New England job.
Really?
How in the hell did this happen? What a shock. It wasn't like it was preordained from when he got put in the Ring of Honor last summer or during last season, wasn't it? Or during his bye week, he goes up there, gets put in there.
Yep.
But I don't know. All kidding aside, yeah, I mean, this is to the surprise of no one. Say what you will, but they probably made a bit of a sham of the Rooney Rule. You hate to see those guys on a poster basically for, hey, we'll show up for the interview just so you can comply to the rules of the league.
They don't have to go.
They don't. You're absolutely right. But somebody like Byron Leftwich, who's kind of been out of the public eye since he was the offensive coordinator down in Tampa, and was really highly regarded with what they did with the offense with Tom Brady and everything like that. But maybe behind the scenes, the idea
Tom Brady running
was
the offense.
that it was pretty much Brady's offense, and he was coaching it. And occasionally, BA might sprinkle a few things in, and Byron was just kind of along for the ride. But I mean, he and Pep Hamilton, they fulfilled that. But it just went so quickly, right? I mean, you'd think maybe they'd stretch it out a bit, even though both parties were probably knew exactly what was going to happen. But no, I just thought that was a very patriot thing to do. They kind of live in the gray area of the rules. And Here we go. So Mike Vrabel, what do you guys think of Vrabel in New England now, and where they go from here?
Oh, that's a great fit. That's a great fit. He knows the system. He's a defensive minded coach, right? Remember when he was with the Titans, they was very physical, right? That's what the Patriots are, and they was missing that. So him going back over there with New England is a great fit. Why not? He gonna keep it going. He gonna keep the defensive minded, right? Keep that defensive aura over there. I like it.
I'll say no because you got Drake Mays coming, you know, a up and coming quarterback. I was stuck into the quarterback guru, one of the quarterback gurus, the youngest quarterback guru, and that's Cleve Klingberg. You know what I mean? I was stuck with Bruno from Washington, brought him over there and said, hey, you get a second chance, and here is your prize possession of Drake Mays. Please do what you wish. So that's who I probably went with, but so I'll say no.
I mean, it was inevitable. I mean, I think you're right, Lou. I mean, this is pretty much an ordained experience. They knew they did interview a lot of candidates, and maybe some of those could have been or could be positions for other parts of his coaching staff. It's going to be interesting, you know, to see if he brings in Josh to run the offense. I don't know if he will. I think that ship might have sailed. But listen, Robert Kraft, to his credit, made a huge mistake a year ago. And you know, he was decisive, and Vrabel was the top get. I love it for the fact he's a veteran coach. He's been there, done that. He's had success in regular season, had some success in the postseason. You know, got the Titans to the number one seed once, and also you know, to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs when they you know, won their first Super Bowl back in 2020. So I like it. It makes a lot of sense. I think they'll win more than 3 or 4 games next year. Just having Vrabel as the coach, I still think it's the Bills' division to win. I don't know what the Jets are going to do, and you know, we don't know what direction the Dolphins are going to end up because there seems to be a lot of unhappy players on that roster. So
yeah, below the Bills, the division's wide open.
Open.
You got the 4th overall pick. You got your set. You believe you're set at your quarterback position and a ton of cap space. So we'll see. You know, I would imagine during the course of the interview process that Elliott Wolf, the GM, the Crafts, the conversation they had with Vrabel was kind of how they want to go about spending that $100 million. Yeah, above, you know, what the guys that are
Baltimore better enjoy King Henry for the next game or two because he's going to the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Nick. I think he likes it where he is, especially if they win a couple more games.
He cut his hair to you know, to relate to the Baltimore culture.
He's going to the Patriots.
But honestly, though, I think Vrabel looks
really
good over
there.
Yeah, right. Honestly, though, they got the quarterback. Though they got 2 good stud, 2 young stud. Milton, what's his name? Milton.
Joe Milton,
Milton. Yeah, Joe Milton and Drake. They got 2 good, promising young Titans over there, man. So they just need to get some wide receivers, and they be fine because the defense is gonna be stout. The defense is gonna be okay.
Yeah, so a lot of work to do there. But Vrabel, the culture setter, you know, they can bring in
who the hell the Cheetrits.
Jedi's bringing it today, man. The Cheetrits, the second place next year, 26. They'll compete for the division.
Yeah, well,
they're gonna.
That's the way it rolls.
They're gonna beat the Bills, though. They're gonna
bring in. They bring in the more of the culture guy, the tone setter. I think pretty much he's gonna lay down the law. You know, in New England, how the team is going to prepare, how they're going to act, how they're going to play. And, you know, all due respect to Gerard Mayo, I don't know that he was quite ready for the job. And I think they kind of said that. And they were almost backed into a corner when they kind of forced Belichick out and they put this plan in motion to just give the job to Gerard Mayo. So hopefully Gerard gets a job somewhere. Who knows? Maybe he'll be coaching the defense with Bill's son down in North Carolina. So,
all right, next up, what you got?
Move. All right. So first game was Chargers Houston. I tried to pick out kind of like the turning point of every game.
Mm-hmm.
If you recall, the Chargers came out kind of on fire, but they got two
most guys.
Goals. They didn't score. They didn't score touchdowns, right? So they never. Even though they were up 6-0, it really never was like they were in control of the game, and it stayed like that for a long time, right? I mean, there wasn't a lot of scoring. But if you go back, I believe it was in the 3rd quarter. Houston's got the ball in their own end deep. It's 3rd and 19, and the snap gets like messed up on a shotgun snap. CJ Stroud kind of picks it up. He's picked up the ball way out to the right. He keeps going out to his right. It looks like they're going to sack him. And he just fires it about 25 yards downfield. Xavier Hutchinson makes a catch, first down. They go down. They end up scoring on that drive. And I think that was pretty much it. Justin Herbert really didn't have it. Outside of Ladd McConkey, there really wasn't anybody that was really a threat. The next threat was like Will Dissly, who's more of a blocking tight end. And he had a couple go off his hands. One gets picked off and gets run back. So I thought that was kind of the turning point of that game.
Hey, get some love to Derek Stingley, though. Derek Stingley has been phenomenal for the Houston Texans, man. He's been playing good football for the last half of the season, man. You know, I really that was my guy coming out the draft, but seeing how he's so like he's coming up in the game, he's really playing good football. And remember, he was hurt last year. Now he's coming back in the swing of things, man. Looking way better than McDuffie, guys. I had to say it. You look better than McDuffie out there. So again, shout out to Derek Stingley and that Houston secondary.
Anybody
that's top five pick.
Yeah,
he is.
Should be good.
Lou, I never know anybody that collect so many jock tracks like Dre does. But I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. I don't know.
I don't know what
I was right about this guy. I was right about that guy. Oh, I told you so. I told you so.
Hey, I don't like to brag like Glazer over here. But
where do those straps hang right now?
I don't know nothing about no man's jock strap. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what the hell that came from.
Yeah, right. I don't want to know. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Texans defense came to play, and Herbert just stunk. And I mean, it's just all there is to it. I mean, 4 interceptions, pick 6, could have been 2 pick 6s. I mean, there was a tip ball, so I'm gonna credit him with 3, not 4. But you know, the Chargers did what the Chargers always do, and they just don't win in the postseason. I mean, Herbert's had 2 playoff experiences now, and he's gotten beaten twice. You know, and it's a pattern. And, you know, I think Harbaugh's a great coach. And I think they all thought that they'd fix their woes at the end of the season.
Right.
But for whatever reason, they just weren't ready to play. And listen, the Texans are thumping their chests and they're proud of their accomplishment. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is not going to turn the ball over 4 times, so they're going to have to generate more points. We'll talk about that throughout the week.
Yeah, he's got some kind of sick number, like over 400 either passes or without a turnover in the
he only had
playoffs.
3 interceptions in the last 400 passes.
So no, I'm talking about in the playoffs. He hasn't had any turnovers and I don't know how many 400 some plays or something. So it's playoff Patrick is different, right? I mean, not that he's not completely locked in during the year, but it just seems like he just ratchets it up another notch.
He's got a lot of reasons to be locked in now.
Yeah, I think the Chargers just go in there and they overcharge like all the time. You know what I mean? So that's why they need it. You know what I mean? All the Chargers fans need to contact resale at the bottom of this corner here and get all new Chargers if you can. You can contact them at 816-886.
That's right.
You get overcharged for your Chargers. That's what I'm saying. I'll just mess with y'all. Go ahead, Lou.
No, he wasn't. He was dead serious.
I think if they get some weapons on offense outside of, I mean, obviously they found a guy in Ladd McConkey. I mean, he's whether on the slot or the outside, he's a guy, right? So when they got rid of their other wide receivers, they made a choice how they were going to play and so forth. So I think, a couple more drafts. I mean, they're going to be a pretty good team, and Harbaugh will get them going.
The division's going to be good again.
Houston's defense actually has been pretty good most of the year. I mean, in terms of taking the ball away, rushing the passer. So, I mean, it's not like they're like the 85 Bears or anything, but, they're a lot better than the last few games of the season. So,
I agree.
All right. So, next one, we had Pittsburgh at Baltimore. I mean, I know a lot of Steelers fans, and I was getting messages like embarrassing.
Should have been my Bengals. Should have been the Bengals.
They need to shake things up. I mean, I think like the national media talks about Tomlin in a particular way,
Mm-hmm.
the people locally have it like 180 degrees the other. They're just tired of the act, tired of just the whole thing. And my one friend, like the best comment he had was, if he can't motivate them to play in a playoff game, or they won't play for him in a playoff game, then what the hell is he doing there?
Yeah.
So I thought that was probably the best comment.
They
there.
did come to their credit. They had a really good third quarter. I thought, they came back and they put some points up. They had some opportunities that they missed. And of course, they couldn't stop Henry.
They made a couple of plays, but to me, it wasn't one play. It was a particular drive where they had 13 plays, all runs. A couple of them weren't called. It was Lamar on scrambles, but mostly called runs. They score a TD, and if they had any will left, it was gone at that point. And if Baltimore hadn't just churned the clock so much, they probably could have scored 40 that game.
Yeah, they committed to the run, and that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
So can we get some love to my Bengals, man? See, my Bengals went out there, they would have taxed ass, man. They would have taxed
as far
ass,
as
man.
I know, they didn't play.
They're all enjoying their winter break in Cancun,
so,
as they should. They should.
So.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'll say, if what George Pickens said after the game. The offense.
Chief.
Yeah, take that with a grain of salt.
Give him the third round pick for the Titans, and
no way.
I'm for it all day long.
Third day pick.
For extra sugar in the Kool-Aid.
Those same Pittsburgh fans that have had it with Tomlin, they've pretty much the same sentiment for George Pickens. So
exactly.
I don't know if he's long for that organization. Okay, so next we come to Sunday. Yesterday, Denver's at Buffalo. Denver comes out, house of fire, right down the field, deep past the Troy Franklin touchdown. It's like, oh, okay.
Look good.
And then Sean Payton does what Sean Payton does. I mean, he stole a possession, fake punt, but then they weren't able to cash in on it. So it was like, okay, what's happening here? And I thought, again, Buffalo didn't really do much offensively, but they're up 10-7. Denver, I think, really their last gasp was that last drive in the first half. Guy nails the upright on the field goal, 10-7. To me, at that point, they were pretty much out of tricks, and that was the game. Yeah. It was just a matter how Buffalo was going to get it done. Other than that, the touchdown pass to Ty Johnson on 4th and 1, where it seemed like Allen scrambled around for about 10 minutes, and then somehow Johnson stayed in bounds.
He did not stay in bounds.
That wasn't a touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown, man.
No, well, either way, it was a good throw. They did call it good. So
good throw.
That was a great throw.
Bad awareness from Johnson.
As far as everybody's concerned, that was 6.
No.
But no, I don't. Again, I don't know that
Bills get all the calls. Bills get all the calls.
Now, listen. Do y'all see the referees apologizing to Josh Allen, man? Did y'all see that?
You know what actually happened? What actually happened was, he was complaining a lot to the refs, and he went over and told them, "Listen, shut it up."
He
said, "Listen, I love you." He said,
he was cussing at him and saying stuff that should have been flagged for. And he basically went over to the sideline and said, "Hey, dude, keep your emotions in check. We don't talk to you don't talk to my crew that way."
That's right. He said, "I love you, Allen. I'm sorry. I apologize. Next time, throw it back."
But the memes are about if that was Patrick Mahomes, the internet would have, Twitter would have exploded.
Yeah, the truth would have came out. The truth would have came out.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah. Truth definitely came out.
So Buffalo moves on. Green Bay and Philadelphia. I mean, these are my two favorite games of the week. Those were the two best plays. Was Buffalo -9 and Philadelphia -5. Now it really wasn't a masterpiece in Philadelphia by any stretch, but it may have been one of the more physical games that the Eagles just imposed their will from the opening kickoff. You say what you will about who got the fumble away from the returner, or did they really recover it? Did he recover it? I don't care about that. They just set the tone right off the bat, and you never want to see guys get hurt. But a lot of them were basically because Eagles were just lighting them up.
Right.
I mean, hell, even Ellington when he comes around to pull, and there was Nolan Smith or somebody just hit him right in the shoulder. He never came back, and they lost their receivers. So I'm saying from that opening kick and the fact that they couldn't tackle Saquon very well, to me, that was it. I mean, it was like they almost like they didn't want to play, and then by the end, they were out of so many players they couldn't even, really start a comeback. So Eagles just went out and just punched him in the mouth, and that was pretty much it.
Well, thanks to Shaquan Barkley, who had that long run at the end of the game. I won both my Shaquan, whatever it is. I'm sorry.
Let's make up.
Shake it.
That might be.
He was shaking it. He was shaking and rolling.
Yeah.
Thanks to his last run, I won both my games with Underdog Fantasy last night.
My son and I both had Saquon to score in that game.
I didn't have that. I just had yards.
So when he went down, it was like, what are you doing? He was gone. Come on, man.
I needed 4 yards and 18 yards at a minimum.
Saquon.
Yeah, it was sweet. That was nice. He got just enough yards.
You got just enough yards. Huh?
So, and maybe the biggest story of the game was that A.J. Brown had a little motivational book
he was
reading on the sideline.
That's right. There's nothing wrong with that.
He was reading The Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, that's best. Basically, that's probably what it was. But do you see how poised A.J. Brown was? He was like, no, let me take my frustrations out in this book. I need some motivation. And he was speaking gospel to him. He was talking to him on the sideline. Everybody was smiling. Everybody's in a good mood. And that's how you do it. All right, Bo? You see what I'm saying? Pickens could be doing the same thing.
He makes a lot of money.
That's true.
They were winning. And
winning changes everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the last thing you want to do is start pointing to yourself, during a playoff win.
Yeah. Probably not a diva. Pickens is a diva. I think Pickens is a diva.
They got a couple of divas on that team. One of them was the head coach.
Thoughts on the Eagles game, Hense?
My thoughts is, the Cube said, the Packers was going to get blown out. And what happened? They got their butt kicked by the Eagles, and it wasn't even close. So
Cube said the Chargers were getting blown out. Cube said the Chargers was going to make it, but
bummer. But other than that, that's only thoughts I had. I didn't pick nothing on that game or anything like that. So I'm waiting on the next. I'm waiting on the next. I'm waiting on the second best quarterback to talk.
Have we gone like 180 here where I was talking a lot of these games and maybe, putting a few dollars on games. And now it's like, that's all we're talking about.
Hey, it's all good.
Pick anyone. I know what. So what?
Y'all see where we're going with this, right?
Watch the game?
We did watch the game.
All right. So they saved the best for last.
Right.
Washington in Tampa. It was actually a really good game, back and forth. Both teams had plenty of opportunities to put the other away. They couldn't quite do it. And it was just amazing to watch. You saw, a young rookie quarterback go in and impose his will on the game, on his
second best quarterback in the lead.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming there, Hense, but thanks for the internet. Very cool. But to me, here's where the game kind of flipped for me was when I think it was 17-13. Tampa was up and Washington was inside the 10. It was fourth down. They go for it. They stop them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then like 2 plays later, they're going to run a jet sweep. I don't know if Baker was late. I don't know if the receiver got there early. The fumble. Washington recovers at about the 10-yard, basically where they gave the ball away. And then on another fourth down, they score to go up 2017. And yes, Tampa had a chance. They got that. But then again, they made another inexplicable play. They're at home. The crowd noise shouldn't be an issue. Right. And on 3rd and short, the center snaps the ball. Nobody else moves. So you got to believe it's on the center.
Right.
And they end up, I thought it was like a false start or there was offside, something, but no, he just snapped it early and they hit him behind the line of scrimmage. And next thing you know, they're kicking a field goal instead of going in for 6 and maybe ending the game. So, and that gave him the opportunity to go down and score. Jane Daniels got it done.
Go ahead, big Glaze. Come on, Glaze away.
Yes, sir.
Glaze
Here we
away.
go.
It's your time to glaze.
I'll put it like this, man. I've been on this kid bandwagon since he came from Arizona. A lot of people that know he came from Arizona who's down there with Herm Merritt.
Was in free balloon diapers. Come on,
now, you know, everybody say he was going to be the skinniest quarterback coming in the league. He's not going to do this. He's not doing that. He showed me poise last night. He showed me start. And he's the Bengals killer. He is AKA the Bengals killer. He's the LSU best quarterback to come out of the LSU franchise, and he is that guy, AKA Jalen Doms, the second best quarterback.
If we're gonna elevate him to that point, Henson, when I say we, I mean you, and I say yes, right, absolutely.
You.
Not by we, I mean you.
Come on, talk about it.
We'll talk about the divisional round picks on Friday, but yeah, we'll
get
see.
his name right. It is Jaden.
Jaden.
Okay.
I call him J Doms. That's what it is. J Doms.
You know what? No, first of all, you're not gonna respect my Joe Burrow like that, because if my defense would have played better, we would have been here. But that's another topic for another discussion.
Right, I don't want to talk about the Bengals anymore.
What you mean? You always bring up my Bengals, Nick. You always bring up my Bengals, Nick.
As far as Daniels goes, terrific.
Go ahead.
Terrific performance.
Make it play better though.
Terrific performance. You know, he gets a gash on his face. They get some glue, seals it up, goes back out. That had to hurt on his helmet because that's like right on his cheek. You know,
he had no reaction.
He was a warrior.
The guy doesn't react to anything.
Yeah, he was a warrior, and I just love it.
I got a little cut. You pull a band-aid on my. He's a warrior.
He's gonna get his offensive coordinator or head coaching job. So that's
but to me,
what you want.
He got a little baby scratch. He a Titan now. What?
The picture of Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. in the stands did it for me. That made my night.
Was the poor,
that was pretty good.
But can we agree that Mike Evans was just dog walking Lattimore? Can you agree that Mike Evans is still
Lattimore? Was it Lattimore's first game back?
I guess Mike Evans. First game back against Mike Evans.
He's a little injured, but they did put him out there, and he followed him for most
round
of the
new
game.
Contract, and he played one postseason game for them. That's it.
And he
won, though, right? Did they win?
The amazing thing
to me is he won, right?
Matchup, Mike Evans with the matchup, he won. Definitely won the matchup.
The overarching thing about the entire weekend in terms of the pro games was I don't think we had a 300-yard passer. You had plenty of teams rushing
I don't think
for
so.
over 150. 200 yards.
Let's look it up.
Jaden was at about 260 or 270. I don't know if anybody else was even close.
Let's see.
That's a good point, Lou.
Stroud had 282, Wilson 270, Allen 272, Love had 212, Daniels 268.
Damn. Even the great Glazer, the young Glazer, didn't even scratch 300 yards.
So my point is not that it's not about fantasy football, but I think it's just the fact that again, it's tried and true. I mean, typically in the playoffs, the team that runs the ball better is going to win.
Right.
Absolutely.
Run the ball, time of possession, which was insane because you look at Tampa Bay. I think Baker only threw like 18 passes, and that's not because they were running the ball so well. It's just they just didn't have it very much. Washington had a few really long. They had the one drive was like 9 minutes.
Hey, Cliff Kingsbury
in the first half. I mean, just ridiculous.
Amazing. Cliff Kingsbury as an OC is amazing, man. As offensive.
Yeah, he could end up with the Bears.
Not the head coach though, man. Hope not the head.
We'll
OC,
see.
yes, I can see him OC, but nah. Oh yeah,
all right, gang. So that's gonna do it for the.
Wait. Hold on, Lou. Wait a minute. We gotta talk about the Baker truck on Wagner. Did y'all see how he trucked Wagner?
That was they showed it, I think, earlier in the evening.
Yes.
Like a similar run he had against New Orleans week 18, where Baker, like one time a game, he just does something that's so out of character and just trying to be a badass to get his
Mike Allstott
fired up. and God bless them. They did, got them rolling. They got the lead.
Update his trust stick on Madden.
They got the
Chuck
lead,
Wagner.
but then,
damn.
But then he's the one that fumbled, and that was it.
Well,
too bad for Baker. Had a great year. Great year. Way to go, Bucks. Thanks for giving us a good game. Right. That's going to do it for the very first subsidized. We'll say it in English. Subsidized. Sorry, I lost sound there for a second.
There you go.
Go ahead, Luke.
Version of the six-pack. So drink up, gang. Eat your burgers. Eat your dogs. Have a beer. And, thank you, Underdog. Now I can really go to work.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Lou. Excellent segment. And, again, I want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring that segment. Again, go to underdogfantasy.com, put in the code Chiefs Blitz, and start having some fun because you're going to love it.
So before we get into that main segment of the show, let's get back into our sponsor.
All right, here we go. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at esellskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Hoop.
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business, family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
Next up, the guys at Resell Electronics Rotate.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence. Stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resellwithac electronics.com.
Resell.
Now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have as part of the Chiefs Blitz family, that is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. All right, let's talk about our.
Let's get right into it, guys.
There it is.
Let's get right into it. What can we take away from the Texas playoff win, Nick?
Well, their defense showed up, forced some uncomfortable situations for Justin Herbert. The They just beat up their offensive line. They collapsed the pocket. I think outside of McConkey, I didn't think he got a lot out of his tight ends and receivers the way he needed to. Some opportunities they missed, and they took advantage of it. And the Texans, did enough on offense to gain some confidence heading into the game on Saturday at Arrowhead. Again, the game will be at 3:30 Central Time. It'll be on ESPN/ABC and in Kansas City area. But hey, I look at this as an opportunity for the Texans to show what they've got. I think I did say at the beginning of the season that it would be the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. So I just had it one game early. And of course, if they beat the Texans, then they get an extra day of rest heading into the AFC Championship game, which would also be in Kansas City. It'd be the late game, 5:30 kickoff or 6:30 kickoff, 5:30 kickoff. And then we'd find out who are the participants for Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, Louisiana. But the Texans are certainly a team that, they've got some confidence that Clay Martin, he'll be the referee for the Chiefs game, divisional round game. They are 6-0 when he's officiating in the Mahomes era.
I bet they are.
Let's make it 7-0. I don't think that's something that we can bet. We can play on Underdog Fantasy, but hey, what the heck?
Let's go ahead and move that referee out the way. Let's go ahead and move that ref out the way and play some football, gentlemen.
Play some football.
Football.
On that front, I thought outside of the non-touchdown in Buffalo, I thought the officiating was relatively decent this weekend.
I bet.
I think it was they had some really good crews, and I was semi impressed. Now, I didn't watch every minute of every single game, but I thought for the most part, I give them high marks.
You know what, though, Nick, I agree with you, because only those type of referees can go to the players and talk to them one-on-one and really feel what they're coming from.
You got to be a senior dude to
and
do
really
that.
Feel that. Yeah, that was amazing to see that. But anyway,
Bill's the best. Bill's the best.
Listen, the secondary to me impressed me, man. The Georgia, hey, Lou, I don't know my man's name, Lassiter, but his name Lassiter on the other side, Derek Stingley. Right,
Lassiter.
But they played phenomenal, man. They was hands-on, in your face, pressing. Derek Stingley, again, one of my favorite guys coming out the draft. He played phenomenal. He's been playing phenomenal all season, and he showed up big. Man, against those Chargers. But here's the thing, though. The pass rush, Hunter, Will Anderson. Remember, I've been talking about this. I've been beating on the drums all year with the KC and the offensive line. The way them Texans been playing so far with those two Titans on that side, man, that's the biggest test for me. Can Kansas City keep their offensive line in check? Right? Oh, they're gonna bring him DJ Humphries back. I don't know. Should they know? Because right now you don't need it. You don't need it right now. And again, Texans defense is playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with a lot of confidence right now. The offense is a little shaky, but they defense playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Well, the biggest thing that I took from the game was that D'Amico Ryans has his team.
Line over, Jay.
Right? He does have his team, because they kind of stumbled into the playoffs, and it looks like to me, I mean, maybe both sides of the ball played their best game in probably a month.
Mm-hmm.
And that if you watch the game against Baltimore, I mean, it's like night and day. Now, obviously, the opponent can be a big difference there. You're chasing Lamar around. Maybe that pass rush
that's a little different.
Isn't quite as good. But it just really showed me that D'Amico's got the pulse of his team, and the fact that his team responded to him and his intensity, and they got rolling for that game. Now, can that carry over to the game against the Chiefs? That remains to be seen. But at least for 1 week, obviously he was in their ear. They responded, and they're moving on.
Yeah.
One thing I take away from it is, yes, you can beat up a guy that got one hand tied behind his back, and no other wide receivers out there besides McConkey, wherever his name is,
and Quentin Johnson.
But but then another thing I took away is the Chargers, you plug in, and no matter you're out of the country, no matter what kind of charger you use, they will overcharge and overheat. And that's what happened with the Chargers, man. You can put a different coach with them, a different coach. It doesn't matter. The atmosphere.
You need a 220 adapter there, Hence.
You need a 220.
You need a 220 adapter.
That's what the Chargers needed, man. And they just couldn't adapt to what Jim Harbaugh was out there trying to give them. It wasn't adapting what he was trying to coach on the sidelines. And then it's just like they just exploded on the sidelines. They wasn't the same team coming in. And I don't know if it was the Texas defense or it was just, because guys was getting open. I say if they had another weapon, we won't be talking about the Texans right now. If they had another weapon, if he didn't throw those 4 interceptions, it'll be 18 to 12 game, right? Or somewhere around that range.
Shout out to Derek Stingley.
Other than that, Derek Stingley got a handful when he comes in Sunday, sir. You want to get right into it.
Timeout. What you mean by handful? What you mean by handful? I don't know what that means, sir.
Worthy will be ready, sir. Worthy will be ready
Derek
to take.
Stingley is shutting down Worthy.
We'll see.
Okay, fine. They'll throw it to Hopkins, or they'll throw it to Hollywood Brown, or they'll throw it to Travis Kelce or Noah Gray.
Hey, you better. You better. You got no choice.
Oh God, we know.
But speaking of that, are the Tests the best KC matchup in the division round? You know what I mean? Is it going to be Luke? Go ahead.
The Texans, the best case.
Are they the best matchup? Yeah. My verbiage today is not good, so I apologize.
Okay.
Are they the best matchup for Chiefs in this round, based on what could have been?
Oh, I should have said.
It's all right. That's
okay.
I get it.
Hey, I'm not an English major here. Okay, sorry.
All right. So there was either going to be the Texans, the Chargers,
Steelers or Broncos.
the Steelers, or the Broncos. Now,
Correct.
by best, do you mean like the easiest game?
The best
Or
matchup,
what?
considering the 3 weeks off for most of the starters, the opponent, the familiarity, the chance for less of an upset versus some of the other teams.
I get it.
Okay.
I couldn't fit all that in the sentence.
So basically, talking about personnel wise, like this is the best team to go against.
Is this the best matchup for Chiefs to advance to the AFC
for them
Championship?
to advance.
There you go.
I don't want to sit here and say that the Chiefs are matchup proof, but they kind of are. I don't know. I mean, you could insert team. I don't think it really matters. I don't know that any one of those teams would give them a better game than the Texans would.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs are ready to play the way that they're capable of playing,
Talk to him, Lou.
I don't think it matters who comes in.
Yeah, it really
That
does.
may be a cop out, but that's what I truly believe. If they play their game, none of those teams that were coming in that we're going to have a chance to win. But in terms of the Texans matchup, again, it was one game, but let's see if Stroud can kind of repeat the performance the second game. But I would say in terms of the quarterbacks, again, all those guys kind of have their attributes, but they also have a lot of negatives that the Chiefs could capitalize on as well.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think of what side of the ball. Now, the Texans pass rush, I would think that would be the particular in-game matchup that I would be most concerned about, because obviously the tackle play for the Chiefs. And I'm sure in their pre-scout or some of the their scouting report for this particular team in practices is, okay, we're probably going to try to get the ball out a little quicker, right? Or take advantage of some of that upfield stuff with the edge rushers, much the way that Baltimore did with TJ Watt. Now, the Chiefs haven't shown the propensity to run the ball as much as the Ravens do,
Right.
and they don't have that beast in the running game. But I think if they commit to it and take advantage of those guys, there could be some gashing going
see
on,
a lot of Kareem
in the run game between
I think
Kareem and Pops.
I think the biggest X factor for me, I think, is going to be Travis Kelce anyway. So if you honestly look at it, there's no matchup. Can nobody cover Travis Kelce?
Yeah, I mean, they may stick one of their corners out there against him. They may put it obviously a safety. I don't think they're going to match him up with a linebacker. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. And I think this about watching the game. I thought C.J. Stroud he did something, Saturday that he hadn't done, which is run, escape the pocket, make some plays with his legs. He was content when he was in Kansas City to be a pocket passer. Now, their offensive line was doing a pretty good job for the most part, I think, up until, the third and fourth quarter when they started getting more pressure on him. And Spags made some adjustments. But to me, they have to contain him. But I think overall, if you're looking for, we don't put in we're not going to sit here and say, well, the Chiefs are a lock. We believe they're going to get there. But at the end of the day, this is probably the most favorable matchup for a team that hasn't played in 3 weeks. Plus, you add the familiarity they had with playing him 3 or 4 weeks earlier. So I think this is the best possible scenario for the Chiefs. I think.
I'll say yes, because it's the Boogie's man's favorite lunch, right? You know what I mean? He likes he likes Texas, right? He's from Texas. He likes steak, and now he's gonna be able to put his ketchup on top of that steak, and that's the Houston, Texas. So it's the on steak. Patrick Mahomes does. So Patrick Mahomes, he put ketchup on steak. But again, I say this. Yes, I feel like this is the best matchup. The Texas. Yes, they're gonna come in here and hook them with the hook from the man himself, Patrick Mahomes. So yes, bring him in, see what they have.
Oh man, whatever. You glaze anything, man. You do glaze anything, whatever.
I'm just saying. So what was the surprise over the wild card weekend?
I'm gonna kick him in his throat.
You're going down the line, sir.
What line?
I would say again, as bad as they played down the stretch, I really expect not that the score would be closer or that they were even going to win the game, but that the Steelers would play with a little bit more urgency, with a little bit more oomph, if you would. I think just the Ravens just beat them up the entire night. Nick said they showed some life in the second half. Russ hit some deep balls, and Pickens made a couple pretty big catches. But outside of that, it was like no resistance at all. And the play that just everybody keeps rolling with was, I think, Lamar spinning out. It was like 2nd and 25 or something. Hits Tylan Wallace on the sideline, and all the DBs just kind of watched him run for a first down until they finally engaged and tried to knock him down. So again, maybe it's just where I'm from, where I live. You just, from the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, you just expect a little bit more of an effort, and that not even that was there. So that was probably my biggest surprise.
Yeah, I think I can't disagree. I kind of feel the same way. I thought when they came out in the third quarter and they kind of did that hurry up offense, but it wasn't a hurry up. They just sat there and looked at each other and got plays from the sidelines and didn't huddle. And I just like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Call 2 plays at a time. Show some urgency. Show some pride. I thought defensively, you're right. Even the front 7, they were tired and they were getting gashed, but they showed little resistance to it. A couple of those, big runs that they gave up, it's just simply missed gap assignments, and there was just opportunities, and they just didn't make the plays. That was the most disappointing thing, and I think the Bucs, kind of the way they wilted in the fourth quarter, was disappointing. I thought the Bucs had something special in them in this offseason, but that's not the case.
I know what happened. Ray Lewis, his intro. Yeah, the intro kind of brought the momentum, brought that aura, man. And Pittsburgh wasn't ready, because you see Big Ben, he was all vanilla with it. It's a tough game. We come to play. Ray Lewis was like, it's time to eat.
Last time,
the wrong person to be getting motivation from, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, so
last time Ray Lewis did that, cut off the lights and came out, and Patrick Mahomes said, "Oh, so you think I'm afraid of the dark, huh?" And next thing you know, he beat Baltimore.
And Terrell Suggs came out in the fourth quarter, and that didn't work either.
It didn't. For the boogeyman. The boogeyman likes the dark.
So, my biggest take, I think Baker Mayfield, the way he played, man, against the Commanders, man, and I was very impressed with Baker Mayfield. Even though they lost, I was very impressed with his heart, and he showed a lot of grit, man. He's tough. That was my biggest takeaway for real with Baker Mayfield, man.
What was the surprise?
The truck on Wagner, man, that was my big surprise. When have you seen a quarterback truck a linebacker? I mean, this is Bobby Wagner. It's like, come on. I'm like,
yeah,
he stepped off
big.
2 tackles.
It's pretty great.
Oh man, amazing.
Well, my surprise was the other guy that's he was throwing the ball to Mike Evans, man. If he just didn't listen to his wife and was over here in the Chiefs uniform, maybe he'd be playing for a ring. Now he's got to be once again. He's gonna be a Larry Fitzgerald, right? Guy have all this. He's there. It ain't got, just gonna be just there. So hey, I like that. But other surprise,
Big Mike has a ring though.
I know he has a ring, but other surprise I had too was the other young quarterbacks that got all that money. Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Jordan Love. They got their money, but it was one surprise. A kid that wear number 5. He's skinny as heck. His helmet kind of looks big, but he drops down.
Hold on. Wait a second. In one segment, you say I've been telling you for since he was in 8th grade, and now you're telling us it's a surprise.
Grade. Get it right.
What are we doing? Which is it? Which is it?
I said the surprise was the guys that got all the money found a way to throw 4 interceptions in the games and doing all this nonsense. And the kid that came out of it, everybody said was skinny. The rookie that had won his first playoff game that had when he have his first shot at it. That's what I was saying.
He said my man from 8th grade, 6th grade. He said, "What's the surprise?"
Yeah, what was it? The top 7 or top 8 highest paid contracts this year at the quarterback position all failed to advance in the playoffs.
Yeah,
events.
I mean,
that's my
Herbert and Love certainly were disappointments.
Herbert definitely was.
And yeah, I mean, it's just Jordan looked like he kind of reverted back to who he is. I don't give a crap. I'm going to force the ball where I know my arm can get it through you or over you or around you, whatever. And he found out that no, it doesn't work that way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Herbert, maybe this is a lot of the same,
Yeah. So should go ahead, Nick. Go ahead and take that.
Now this is a hot topic yesterday and last night. Should the NFL tinker with the playoff format? They are now talking about potentially removing division champions as a lock, and that teams who have a
better record
have a bad record versus the other team, the wild card team, they should flop home field advantage. Now, I think it's stupid. I think you have to have the divisions mean something. That's how you get in the playoffs. That's the way it's always been.
Right.
Unless you're going to expand it to 8 teams and do that. I can't see the owners agreeing to that. And it's a hot topic, but I listen, don't mess with it. If you're going to do anything, eliminate the bye week, make them play 3 games. I'm fine with that part of it. If you want to monetize that and do an all Netflix game, do a Netflix game or something like that, and make a bunch of money for the league, fine. But the division winners earn the battle. And there's 14 divisions versus the 5-team divisions that were part of the NFL before they added teams and they reshuffled the decks. So no, that's just, it's a stupid idea.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly media generated or fan generated or wishful thinking. From a competitive standpoint, and making those games matter. And making sure that all the games matter through the entire schedule is what's kind of put all this money in the owners' pockets. And if you think every year you come in, there's hope that, hey, if we win our division, we're in the playoffs, we're seeded, whatever. That's just the way it is. And that's probably the fairest way to do it. There's going to be times, and this was the probably. And it wasn't as bad. I mean, you had in the past, you've had 7 and 9 teams win divisions, and that's really rare. Just as rare as it was Minnesota winning 14 games and being a wild card. So, you're going to have those years where it happens. But the bottom line is you got to give those division winners the opportunity, not just to get in, but to get the better seeds, because it makes the entire league better and the competitive balance is much closer. And it just feels like everybody has a chance versus, there's like college football for so many years. It's always those top 6 programs in the finals. So now they open it up to 12. So Yeah,
Hey,
we'll
I
see
think
what
the
happens.
playoff format worked great in college football.
We'll see what happens.
I think it was
there.
terrific.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, as far as the NFL is concerned, I just don't see it happening. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't see it happen. I think they should have. If you won your division, you should be able to play that home game, and you earn that right to represent your division at home. I don't care if it's the team that's coming in and you 8-8, and that other team's coming in is 17-0. It doesn't matter. You still come in, you represent your team well, so you get the chance to represent in the division round. So.
That 7-9 team was the Seattle Seahawks.
That's
and,
right.
New Orleans went in there. That was the Beast Mode game, the Beast Quake.
I think
Arizona
was 7-9, 9-7, something like that too, and we ended up getting to the Super Bowl against Pittsburgh.
No, they had a winning record.
We was
they were. I think they were
scratching it though. We was like scratching.
No, they had a winning record.
They might have been a wild card, but
they were a wild card, but they definitely had a winning record.
But 9-7, something like that. That's when we were superior in the NFL.
2-9. I think the Los Angeles Rams were 9-7, and so were the Cardinals.
Shout to Larry Fitzgerald.
If you have a winning record, I think I don't think that's the issue. I think it's when it's not. Like there was a chance that maybe the NFC South, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, like 8-9 was going to get it done. And that's usually when it gets to that, that's when this noise starts coming up. It was primarily this year because Minnesota, arguably the second best team in the NFC, has to go on the road. But hey, they didn't win the division. That's just the way it is. So
it is what it is. No cherry picks over here, man.
Yeah. Speaking of conference and divisions, do you expect the Chiefs to be a little rusty come Saturday? Drake, go ahead.
Absolutely. Rusty, ain't ready to play. Tackles, hamstrings jacked up, man. We don't know what's going on with Mahomes' head. Kids been born. Who knows? Everything goes on about. Nah, honestly, I think Chiefs will be ready. I think Chiefs will be ready for real. I do believe it. They'll be ready.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, Travis Kelce was on Pat McAfee's show today, and Andy Reid had him in pads last week practicing. So they're going to be in pads again this week practicing. He's going to have this team ready.
One day.
Just one day of pads.
He's not
completely
insane.
Now, Super Bowl in each of the last 2 Super Bowl weeks, they've been in padded practices Monday through Thursday.
Absolutely, yeah.
But and because the NFL can't touch the rules during the Super Bowl because it's different. Yeah. But in the postseason, right, one padded practice.
Yeah.
But Andy, he's going to have this team ready. They're fired up. They're rested. Listen, they took everybody's best shot for 17 games. They won the AFC top spot. They won the division with plenty of time left on the schedule. They have no excuses. They are three-peat focused right now, and I can't see anybody coming into Arrowhead and preventing that from happening. I really, really just don't see it. I think they're not going to be rusty. I think they're going to be on fire to open this game. I really do, because I think Andy's got the magic buttons.
Yeah, well, they're a very young team in age for the most part. You only got like Travis and Chris Jones, I think the only starters. Well, I think D-Hop's probably in his 30s, but D-Hop hasn't been around, and he's sat out the final game. But I guess my point of it is they are young in age, but in terms of experience in playoffs, it's more than anybody in the league, right? Because of all the games they play every single year. So to them, I think that rest means more to them than just about any other team, just because of the numbers of games. If over the last 3 years they've played, it seems like every year they're playing 20 games, and that's without the preseason. So sharpness, maybe you might see some things, a couple plays here and there that might be a tick off, as coach likes to say, but it's not going to carry over well into the game, and everybody, just be a lot of, people hanging their heads. They've gotten behind before in games. Yep. They've been ahead early in games and put them away. So I don't really see that as a problem. I think it's an advantage to them. They took full advantage of it, but like Nick said, I think Travis said it. That 1 day in pads brings their level of sharpness and focus back into view, and they'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think they'll be ready, man. The boogeyman's cut the grass. He's not going to cut the grass. I'm telling you, you got to come to the boogeyman house. Like the title said, the AFC runs through Arrowhead, right? It runs through the Kansas City. So it runs through one man, and that one man
through Elm Street, huh?
They have a chance to host the AFC to be in the championship game 7 years in a row. That's just incredible.
Pat Street. It ain't Elm Street. It's Pat Street. You know
what is the record for teams in the AFC Championship week? Is it the Patriots have that record?
I don't know, but again, man,
top dog, Tom Brady. Yeah, it should be Brady.
You mean consecutive times?
Yeah,
I thought you were done. There's more.
Do I hear somebody talking?
Is there more lawnmower talk?
I think so.
Another question of the day. Who will advance, Buffalo or Baltimore? Quick hit. We'll talk more about this game on Friday. Who will advance to the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs?
I don't know who wins at this point, but interesting thing is the opening number is Baltimore -1,
1.5
on the road.
Yeah.
So that tells you, I think, where the public kind of, seeing, Lamar and Derrick Henry and just that narrative is building, because in a game like that, not that the 1.5 is going to make a difference, but just the fact that you're a home dog in that stadium. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But again, they won't be rusty because, hey, he got everything he need to get out the way, and they've got the baby born here ready to come on.
Right.
Look at that.
Golden Ray was born. Congratulations to Patrick and Brittany Mahomes, their third child.
Golden Ray of Sunshine.
I love it. I think that's a beautiful name. But congrats to him. Glad that was able to get that done in the bye week. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy's prepared for everything, isn't he? Hey, we're gonna have a baby during the bye week. That's how focused I am. So there you go,
Nick.
So
Nicholas Blocker brings it in. Patriots at 8 straight.
That's man. 8 straight, man. What up, Nicholas?
I think that won't be rusty. I think they'll be ready to go. Defense, Spad's gonna have this defense ready to go. CJ Stroud and all this nonsense talk. I said they wasn't that team, and I'm still going to say they not that team.
You said the Chargers was that team.
This weekend.
Speaking of Spags,
I just say it.
This deal with Mike McCarthy now being available could kind of throw a wrench into his getting one of these head coaching jobs.
Yeah,
at least that's my. I
have some insight
at this point. Because I think he's going to be a candidate in New Orleans, where I think Spags interviewed. I don't know about the Jets. They've interviewed everybody. I'm sure Chicago is going to be interested in McCarthy. Hell, I think the Raiders will probably be interested in McCarthy.
Yeah, I can update a couple things. Mike Bargonzi's interview with the Jets went very well. I think he'll end up being in the top 2 or 3 candidates. I would give him a 52% chance of landing that job.
Right.
And I'm hearing the interview with Steve Spagnuolo and the Las Vegas Raiders went really, really well. He was the first coach they reached out to after Brady spoke to Vrabel, and he said, "No, I'm going to New England, but thanks, buddy." I think Saints would be also a good option as well. I don't think Nagy's going to get a job, but I think the Spags talk is definitely going to increase. I think he would be terrific in Dallas. He would really bring a level of organization, structure. I think he'd be that would be the best choice for him. But don't rule out that the Raiders, take a look at him seriously. I do not believe any of the Sanders rumors to Dallas and getting his son up there with the number 1 overall pick. That ain't gonna happen.
Ravens buried in the
It sounds like a great story, right?
It's a great story.
Man, go to the Raiders, Spags. Stop playing. Go to the Raiders, man. I want that. Reed versus Spags, guys. Can we get it? I want to see that. I want to see it, man.
Hey, they do that in practice, sir. We don't need no reading.
I think live so we can see it.
I think Spags is going to have a really good opportunity. I think this is it. You look at the success with Dan Quinn in Washington and what he's done. They got Vrabel now in New England. They're going after guys who are stable, been there, done that. Haven't necessarily had great success, but they've got a lot of experience. And the Raiders have a lot of money to spend. And, you know, if I'm Brady, this is who I hire, period.
But if I'm Spags, I'm not choosing. I'm not going to go against Sean Payton, Patrick Mahomes, all these other guys.
No, that's exactly why you take the job.
What kind of soft coaching you want?
That's exactly why you take the job.
If I'm Spags, I'm taking Dallas. You got Michael Parsons. You got
the South Division.
You got all this. You got all the talent you there on defense. You can just build how you want it. If you do go to the Raiders, you ain't got no Chris Jones. You ain't got no Nick Bolton. You ain't got none of those guys. You're gonna have to rebuild from the ground up.
And then what you're supposed to do?
If I'm here, I'm taking Dallas, and I'm gonna turn into another team. But guess what, guys? He's not going anywhere. Like I've been said on this show. So
that's a big assumption. He's going to Dallas. That might be the one that you don't want just because they're dealing with Jerry Jones. But again, you know, there's only 32 of them. If
he's offered, he's gone.
If they offer it to him, he's going to take it.
He's going to take it.
I mean, that's
money.
Michael Parsons, he gonna have a defense over. He can build.
But there's no guarantee Michael Parsons is going to stay though.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like Coach Zimmer is a hack, you know, with defenses. That the issues there run far beyond X's and O's. That's we don't know who is going to be that guy. Maybe Steve Sarkisian. He's never been to overstay his welcome anywhere.
No.
Hey, another breaking news: the Raiders are not interested in Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I don't see that at all. It's a bunch of BS.
Deion, man. So you know.
Yeah. I think
so what they said.
All right, go ahead.
Let's get right to our sponsors before we close out.
All right, let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes with the Eric Haynes Real Estate Group. If you're looking for someone who can walk you through the process of buying or selling a house in the greater Kansas City metropolitan area, there's nobody better than my good friend, Mr. Eric Haynes. He helped my wife, Emily, and I find our dream house. It was a long process. There were a lot of ups and downs, but he and his team were absolutely incredible, and they got the deal done. They got the deal done because he was there every step of the way. He took every text message. He took every phone call. He told us not to worry, and in the end, he delivered, and that's what you want for the best real estate experience. So give Eric a call at 816-729-3785. You can email him at eselskc@gmail.com.
Proud sponsor of Chief Who?
Next up, my incredible wife, Emily Athan. If you're looking for someone who could help you navigate through the waters of the health insurance world, there's nobody better who understands it than my wife. Listen, if you want a government option or a private option, if you're looking for a plan for yourself or a self-employed group or a small business, family, whatever it might be, you need to understand what you're eligible for and the best plan available, and you want to find someone who understands the marketplace in the private sector. So for a free quote today, give her a call at 913-215-9086.
Emily.
That's the guys at Resell Electronics. Emily.
Save big on the hottest electronics. At Resell Electronics, we offer the best deals on new and pre-owned TVs, game consoles, cameras, plus so much more. With 2 convenient locations along Noland Road in Independence, stop by and visit us today.
That's right. Resell Electronics is your one-stop shop for all of your consumer electronic needs. Hey, if you've got some old stuff lying around the house, they'll give you cash. And if you want to buy the latest technology, you want to get old games, you want to get phones, TVs, tablets, whatever it is, they're your number one source. They've got 2 great locations in Independence, both on Noland Road at 1214A South Noland Road and down on 40 Highway Noland Road inside the flea market. So if you want a great deal, this is your one-stop shop for all your electronic needs. Check out their website today. That's resellwithac electronics.com.
Resell.
And now our newest sponsor, the one that we're very proud to have, is part of the Chiefs Blitz family. That is the guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the pick'em game. I do it every single day. Pick your favorite NFL stars, including Patrick Mahomes and Jackson, and Burrows, Jefferson, Bosa. It doesn't matter who it is. Hey, Josh Allen as well. You can play the NFL. You can play other sports. You get a chance to win up to 1,000 times your entry fee. Plus, it's available in 33 states. Deposit now and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash to join the millions of fans who've won billions on Underdog Fantasy. Got to check it out. Hey, when you go into the website, make sure you use the code Chiefs Blitz. Right here, you can see how easy it is to navigate through the process of making your favorite play of the day. And you can do multiple teams. You can do multiple players. It is the best fantasy game out there. I play it every single day. Make sure you check out underdog.com and use the Chiefs Blitz code to make sure you're registered with the Chiefs Blitzers. Let's talk about our sponsor, Mr. Eric Haynes. There you go. There we go. It's actually underdogfantasy.com. I'm going to have to correct that. Yes, I will have to correct that. But underdogfantasy.com. Again, the code is Chiefs Blitz. All right, guys. Great show. We'll be back Wednesday. We'll talk about the latest topics. The Chiefs are expected to talk tomorrow. We'll probably hear from Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes. Well, maybe not Patrick Mahomes, because obviously congratulations to him and his wife, Brittany, for their third child, a little girl named Golden Ray. Love it, love it, love it. Congrats, you guys. And big week for Patrick Mahomes, for sure. Yeah.
Let's go. Playoff version of Chief Who coming up on Wednesday.
Version. Nice. Yep. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We appreciate you guys. Hense, Lou, Coach Dre. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Mango, thanks for all the hard work on the back end. We couldn't do it without you. All right, guys. Peace out. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Let's go.